Hey guys, so I don't have a proper opening, intro, anything like that going on yet. So for now, I'm just gonna say, welcome to my channel. So I did share my intro video with my brother. He is really into like YouTube, editing videos. He's even going to school for film. So I definitely wanted to share my first little video that I put actual effort into, like editing and all that shit. And he said it was a good video. His only critique was that I should put something on the back of my chair so it wasn't just a wooden chair. And he said like a coat or a pillow. So I put a fuzzy white coat on the back of my chair so it would look more aesthetic. So I hope you guys like that. And without further ado, let's talk about the 3 times I worked for McDonald's. Now, before I get into this, I do just want to say that there is nothing wrong with working for McDonald's. It is a good first job. Like, we all got to start somewhere. The way I'm feeling is that I left McDonald's, I worked different jobs, and some of them were better jobs, and I started to develop a sense of self-worth. So when I went back, it kind of felt like an L to me, and I'm just saying, I encourage anybody that leaves McDonald's, just never go back because you're better than that. So the first McDonald's that I worked for, because I actually worked for, the 3 times I worked for McDonald's, it was between 2 different locations. So I worked for the first McDonald's for 2 years. It was actually my very first job. So I was 17 when I got hired there. And that was actually kind of funny because they scheduled my interview during my grandpa's funeral. Not like during the service, like I was at the service and then we had our little lunch after the service. But during the lunch, I went to the bathroom and I checked my phone in the bathroom, so I had a missed call from them in a voicemail. So I scheduled my interview, went back to the lunch all excited, like, hey guys, I got a job interview. It was a strange moment, but it was like a life-changing moment at the same time. Like, I lost my grandpa, but then that same day, my first job came to me. Well, not yet, because I still had to go through the interview and get hired, but I don't know, maybe grandpa was looking out for me that day. Realistically, the job really wasn't that bad. Like I said, it is okay for a first job when you are a teenager, but then as you get older, you start to realize there's some bullshit there and you shouldn't have to take that. I feel like they definitely take advantage of the younger people because, they just don't know better. I'm not necessarily talking about the McDonald's and specifically. I feel like a lot of jobs just do this. Younger people don't know their rights as an employee, and employers will take advantage of that. With this McDonald's, it really wasn't that deep. My only gripe with them looking back was the fact that, excuse me, I had some shit in my throat, was the fact that they tried to do this, the schedule is a guideline bullshit, meaning they would try to keep you past your time. And a big reason that they did get away with that is that you kind of signed, when you're filling out your contract and initialing shit, you agree that they can do that. But it still fucking sucks. But regardless, that was really my only qualm with them, is that they would really try to keep me past my shift. When I look back at a lot of my issues, a lot of it was just me being a 17-year-old with not the best work ethic and maybe a little bit of attitude. As I've gotten older, I did become a manager at Dunkin', so now I see things from a different perspective. I will be the first to admit that I probably wasn't the best employee back then, but I did enough. In the 2 years that I worked at McDonald's, there was some crazy stories. We'll start off with the the lighthearted end. Ronald McDonald came to visit a few times. I've only seen him one time, and if I can find a picture of me with Ronald McDonald, I'll be sure to attach it. But that was a really cool day. He came a few times, but I only saw him the one time, and the one time one of my coworkers tried to smoke a bowl with him, but he's like, I can't do it in uniform. But he did let us know that he did smoke weed. So yeah, you heard it here first. Ronald McDonald the stoner. So These next few like moments I'm gonna talk about are very what the fuck. I'm going to go ahead and make some trigger warnings now. These trigger warnings involve poop. So there was one time when I was like 17. Yeah, I was still 17 at this time. And they asked me to check the bathrooms. So I go into the men's bathroom, and when I walk in there, like there's like, you know, there's the urinals, but then there's like a separate stall with a toilet so people, you know, can shit. So I go to look into the stall, and someone literally shit in the fucking corner of the bathroom. Like, they didn't shit in the toilet. There was literally a pile of fucking poop in the corner of this fucking stall. And you want to know what my 17-year-old self did? I walked out and I didn't say shit. I was like, I'm gonna let someone else find that and take care of that, because nope, above my pay grade. Realistically, they should have shut that bitch down and like had like the hazmat people come in. I'm pretty sure that's what's supposed to happen, but that never happened that day. I'm just gonna say that now. The second story. Now, actually, I don't know if this one actually involves shit, really. And this fucking happened twice. So here's like a little 2 nickels moment. So at my McDonald's, we had like an employee bathroom in the back, but then there's also like, you know, the main bathroom in the lobby with the stalls. I think someone was in the employee bathroom, so I decided to go out to the stalls. And this happened 2 times with 2 different women, okay? I walk into those fucking stalls and they're just sitting on the toilet, stall wide the fuck open. And I'm almost positive the one bitch was shitting. I just turned the fuck around. I'm like, let me just go make my way back to the employee bathroom where I fucking belong, because I am not doing this with these fucking peasants. No. There was definitely some interesting people that came through McDonald's, but like, I don't know. I feel like this was me working in Ohio. I feel like I had crazier shit to say working in Maryland. But with that said, like, that's really all I had to say about the first McDonald's. First McDonald's, I worked there for 2 years up until I moved to Maryland. Like, that was the reason I left that McDonald's, was just that I was moving. So then I moved to Maryland, like 2 days into me moving to Maryland. Like, I've already like applied everywhere like that I could think of at that time. And of course, 2 days into me living in Maryland, the first people to get fucking back to me for a job was McDonald's. And I took it just so I could secure a job, because at that point I was pretty much moving in. Oh, I wouldn't say I was moving into it blindly. Like, we can talk about why I moved to Maryland like another day, but basically I moved there to live with my boyfriend. Like, he was established, but I didn't have a job. Like, I pretty much came there with a few trash bags, very little money, and so I needed to get a job secured so I could start pitching in on some bills. So I took the job at McDonald's, and I will just preface this now and say that I worked 1 full shift. I worked half my second shift, went on break, and then I never returned. And I will get into why now. A lot of this could have been handled better. Like I said, I was very young. I didn't communicate the best. I still don't communicate the best, but I will say I've gotten a lot better on speaking up when things aren't right, when things aren't feeling right, and shit like that. I worked my first shift. It went like okay. They didn't give me a break for my 8-hour shift, and that didn't sit right with me, but I didn't say anything, and that is my fault there. Oh shit, Dio, are you okay? Sorry. Let's have a quick little guest appearance from Dio. Hi, Dio. My little rag doll. Oh, there you go. She doesn't really like being handled very much, so like I'll pick her up for a few seconds and then she's done and like hops away. Back to what I was saying with my first shift at the McDonald's. For the most part, the shift went okay. I didn't have a break. They scheduled me to close, and I'd actually never closed at all in my 2 years working at the McDonald's in Ohio. So I didn't even know how to close. They were just kind of just like expected me to know how to close and know the drill. So I was scheduled 4 p.m. to midnight. So come midnight, I'm ready to fucking go. And they're just like, we're not done closing yet. We leave together. And I did kind of have like a little like crash out moment. I was ready to quit that day. I wasn't fully understanding like the closing and shit like that. But I was already pissed because I didn't have a break that entire shift and I was ready to go home at that point. And I was also really upset because my schedule was conflicting to my boyfriend's. Like my boyfriend would work like 5 a.m. to like 2 p.m. and then I would work 4 p.m. to midnight. So that would literally give us only 2 hours together in the day. I kind of crashed out. I was like, you know what, I'll just turn in my uniforms tomorrow. I'm done here. And then they were just like, no, like you did great. Like we want you to stay. Sorry we didn't give you a break. We didn't realize. Just speak, like, you know, say something next time. Like they were actually really cool about it. They relieved the situation. They actually did let me leave at that time. They're just like, but like, you know, just know for tomorrow, like this is how we do it. And I was like, okay. So then day 2 comes and I'm like dreading going in, but I'm like, all right, we're gonna get this shit done. So I go in and it's a slightly different crew. And then this time they have me on sandwich station. Like the day before, they just like literally had me on drive-through. And drive-thru's fucking easy. I mean, so is sandwich station. So they had me on sandwich station. And I guess I wasn't moving up to speed for them. So there's this boy named Cody. And I don't mind fucking name dropping him. Like that's his real name. Like I don't even fucking know him. I knew him for like 4 hours of my life. And if he sees this video, I don't care. So Cody, he was this fucking 16-year-old like crew trainer. And at this point in my life, like I'm 19, so I'm like a few years older than him. Like I see him as a little fucking kid, which he is a little fucking kid. And if like I had this interaction with him like at 27 years old, it probably would have went the same, if not a little bit worse with my fucking mouth. He becomes a dickhead because I'm not moving up to speed. And like we have a bunch of like Spanish people working there, so he kept going like, rapido, because I don't fucking know. At that point, I was like joking at this point, so I started to slow down like oop, oop, oop. And then he's like, I will yell at you all day. And at that point, I'm just like, and I will just move slower. So yeah, they didn't really like that. There was another manager, like she was also like not impressed with my speed. Like I honestly don't even think I was moving incredibly slow. It's just that we were busy and it was like piling up, like, and there was only so much I could do. But either way, they weren't impressed with me, so they sent me to clean the lobby for like hours, and then they sent me on break, and then I just never fucking returned because I'm just like, fuck all y'all. I just want to give a quick little side note that I forgot to mention when I originally recorded this video, but after I left the McDonald's in Maryland, Cody actually did get fired because he punched an old man in the face in the drive-thru. So let's clock that T. And that is the end of my time in Maryland. My 3rd time working at McDonald's was actually last year. The first time I worked at McDonald's was from 2015 to 2017. And then the Maryland McDonald's was like brief day, a day and a half in 2017. Now we are in 2024 and I worked 2 full shifts and then decided I was done. But at least I finished the 2nd shift, right? So really it wasn't too deep with that. I actually went back to my first McDonald's, the one in Ohio. Took it on as a 2nd job. Like I was a manager at Dunkin' at this point. I was also doing my OnlyFans. And in a manic decision, I decided I wanted to take on a part-time job at McDonald's so I could get some extra money in to pay my credit card. And then after, like, so basically what I was doing was like, I would work at McDonald's from like 5 to like 11 a.m. and then go work at Dunkin' from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And at Dunkin', we didn't get breaks at all. And yeah, so after the second day, I just decided it was too much for me. I can't fucking do it. And that was it. That was it. I feel bad for like how I handled it because I just wasted their time, honestly. But yes, that was my 3 times working at McDonald's. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. A lot of these situations could have been handled a lot better on my end. But what I gathered from this is that McDonald's just isn't for me. After the 3rd time, I'm definitely not going to do it again. And like I said, I suggest anybody that leaves McDonald's just never go back. And with that said, bye. Have a beautiful time.